unless you've obviously been living under a rock these last few months, you will already know that the eyes of the world will be on Cornwall this time next week as we host the G7 event. We've been hearing from our friends at Cornwall Voluntary Sector Forum about their exciting alternative G7 event that takes place online Friday the 11th of June. To remind us of the details, I am pleased to re-welcome Helen Boardman. Hello, Helen.
Hello, nice to see you again.
It's lovely to see you again. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Brilliant stuff. So, for those viewers who may have missed the last segment on Chaos TV, could you please briefly remind us about the upcoming alternative G7 and why Cornwall VSF wanted to put together such an event?
Yeah, I'm happy to, Pudge. So on Friday at 9:30 a.m, we're going to be hosting an online virtual G7 called Co-Creating Cornwall's Future. It's an alternative to the G7. And we've got hundreds of people coming, primarily from the voluntary sector organisations who want to gather together and co-create some ideas about how we can create Cornwall and put it in a position of having a better future, both in terms of our environment, our economy and health. So the purpose of this event is to bring people together, and they might just come with one idea, but to get 100 of ideas flowing during the day and then go forward together and co-create some solutions with those ideas.
Fantastic stuff. I've been loving hearing from you and obviously other guys from over there talking about it all. It's nearly the big day now. So what's happening, what's coming up, and how can people take part?
Okay, so taking the last question first, Pudge, you can take part by going on to cornwallvsf.org, and that's Victor Sierra Foxtrot.org, and straight away you'll see there that you can book a ticket through Eventbrite for this online conference on Friday morning. There are still tickets available, so if you want to get involved, you can. Alternatively, Chaos TV, our partners here, are streaming all day on their channel, and Pudge will fill you in on that link. But you can join the conversation through Chaos TV. They'll be reporting live out of the conference and on air in terms of what people are saying about the future they want to see in Cornwall. And both of those channels is all about what's within our gift locally. What can we do? It's not necessarily about the big, complex world stage issues that are going to be talked about at the G7. And that stuff is not within our gift. We won't be there to solve that and the big issues. This will be about, okay, how do we make the environment better in Cornwall? How do we make our population healthier? And how do we, improve our economy? What can we do in the voluntary sector to make quality of life even better for those we care and support? And looking to us to make a difference. So it's all about giving you information on how you can make a difference.
Absolutely perfect. Now, I believe we've got the final agenda here to put on the screen for folks at home. There we go. Absolutely lovely. Lovely little graphic there, I must say. Thank you.
Thank you, Pudge. And so what our colleagues and stakeholders will see is that we've got some topic experts, as we call them. These are people like Tom Burke, who've been an environmentalist for 25 years, Professor Sir Michael Marmot, who needs no introduction in terms of his expertise around health inequality, and also people like, Rob Shorter from Donut Economics, as well as some amazing local charities who, again, I am super delighted to be involving in this. They're going to come along and they're going to showcase a bit of show and tell their practice. And the whole thing is meant to inspire, motivate, encourage our voluntary sector partners. And there will be some other public sector people coming on the day. Inspire us all together to go ahead and make a big difference in Cornwall for the future.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now, the I Am Cornwall campaign we've been talking about before is going well. Could you remind us why you want people to send their own videos in?
Yeah, we're collating this amazing film, an I Am Cornwall social media film, to really tell everybody why people love Cornwall, what Cornwall means to us, how it's part of our very DNA. It just soaks into the skin, doesn't it, Cornwall? And we've been collecting these short 30-second videos from people's phones, which start with, I am Cornwall, when I'm surfing, or I'm Cornwall when I'm sea swimming, or I'm Cornwall when I'm stuck behind a tractor, but I'm loving the views. So this is synonymous with why do you love Cornwall and why is Cornwall part of you? And we've got together, lots and lots of those videos, and we're compiling them into one big showcase video. And we're going to be showing that at the beginning of the conference to set the scene, to say this is about you, this is about Cornwall, this is about us and what we can do.
Now, leading on from this, I'm quite interested to see this next one. We've got an example here from a nice chap called Ed Rowe, also known as the Kerno King. Shall we have a quick look at this?
Yeah.
In the mizzle and speaking Cornish. Fattle you and Gareth you. What's the weather like today? Splan you. It's great. I'm Cornwall when I'm...
He's brilliant. Nice to see you taking part in this as well. So we've obviously heard today that parts of Cornwall will be given a share on £65 million as a part of the G7 legacy. What would you like to see the money spent on?
Much better than putting it in the hands of our voluntary sector, because they are at the coalface of supporting and caring for people all over Cornwall. They're grassroots charities with amazing solutions to issues such as food debt, food poverty, and fuel debt, and, isolation and mental ill health, and just, not to reduce it, but loneliness is a really big issue. So we've got over 2,100 charities in Cornwall putting in a sterling effort, as they showed through the pandemic, ready on hand to go and make that big difference to quality of life. So people, please go to your voluntary sector organisations, have a conversation. They'll be ready with ideas and solutions. And let's go invest in those local communities all over Cornwall and get the care and support that our people need, that is going to improve life for future generations. That's what I would say. Give me half a chance and I'll keep saying it.
Beautifully said. Helen, thank you very much, obviously, for coming in this morning. I know we haven't got much time at the moment, and obviously best of luck with the event. I know we're really excited for Friday. Cornwall VSF have created a short video ahead of this week's event. Would you like to introduce it?
Yes, I'd be really delighted to. Are you going to show that, Pudge? Sorry.
Yes. So if you introduce it, we'll go straight into it.
Okay, so this is a trailer to demonstrate all of the amazing work that our voluntary sector organisations and our active citizens who are participating in local communities, what they're doing all over Cornwall. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it fully captures the heart of Cornwall and why we love it so much.
Today, the eyes of the world are on Cornwall, on her beautiful scenery, extraordinary history, and impressive environmental innovations. Those of us who love Cornwall treasure these things, but it is right that we always take a moment to focus on another of her outstanding attributes, the wonderful work of the volunteers and charities across the county.
There's only so much the voluntary sector can do. I feel a lot of the time that we're just clearing up the mess that's been left behind.
So we have a lot on offer in Cornwall, supporting sometimes the most vulnerable individuals in our communities. And our role is to really harness the strength and the passion and the resources within those charities and bring them together so they can make a big collective impact.
We couldn't have done this COVID response across Cornwall without the volunteers, whether that's working on food deliveries, on transport, on the vaccination programme. Volunteers have been absolutely central to the national effort and to the Cornish effort to get us all through this. Thank you.
We're going to move on now to the virtual G7. Now, last week on the show, we spoke to Helen Boardman from Cornwall Voluntary Sector Forum about an exciting alternative virtual G7 that's coming up next month.
The G7 Alternative Summit is an event that's curated by the voluntary sector for the voluntary sector. So this is about making an opportunity of the G7 summit to ensure that that voice is heard and understood.
A Library of Things is very much about sharing resources, and in these current times of ecological breakdown and climate emergency, we need to be thinking carefully about resources and what we own, what we have, and what happens to everything.
Well, we need to work together. I think there's no way one person can fix this problem, and that means businesses, community groups, political leaders, everybody has to work together to address the challenges, and we do need fundamental policy change.
The vision that Ignite You would have for improving health and well-being in Cornwall is that it's got to be exciting. There's got to be an excitement in it. You know, like if people feel like they're being dictated to all the time, or that they feel that they're being talked at rather than heard, then I think then there's a barrier there, and people will be like, well, I don't want to do that, I don't want to make change. It's about getting people excited.
I am Cornwall when I'm surfing.
I am Cornwall when I know that life down here isn't always as easy as it might seem. But I'm also Cornwall when I'm swimming in the sea and I think life really can be as great as it seems.
I'm Cornwall when I'm happy.
Brilliant. I'm a Cornishman myself, and it's lovely to see this kind of thing going on, to really think about the county.
We love Cornwall.
We do love Cornwall, absolutely. It sounds really exciting as well. For more information about the alternative virtual G7, please visit www.cornwallvsf.org. Brilliant stuff, absolutely brilliant. If you'd like more information, head on over to cornwallvsf.org or search Cornwall VSF across social. Don't forget, we'll be joining in on the celebrations with a special broadcast to coincide with the activities on Friday the 11th of June, right here on Chaos TV.